लोगों की माइंडसेट है ना बहुत अलग है।
हाँ ये है, ये डेफिनेटली
अपन ने फेस करा। अभी इनसाइड टूल दे दो, कोई यूज नहीं करेगा, साथ में एक इंसान देना पड़ेगा।
वी
ट्राई टू क्रिएट अ प्लेबुक आउट ऑफ दैट,
करेक्ट,
सो दैट जो मेरी नई ब्रांड्स आ रही हैं,
यू आर एबल टू रेप्लिकेट दैट, करेक्ट,
playbook on that. And hence if you see that Dermaco we are able to
scale very
fast, Ecologica even faster than that. And पहले communication marketing fit आ रहा है, product marketing फिर important है, but communication marketing मेरी second stage होती है।
करेक्ट।
अगर मैंने वो क्रैक कर लेता हूँ तो मेरे लिए बहुत इजी होता है स्केल करना।
ट्रू दैट।
एंड कैक भी मेरा हाई नहीं जाता, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी रहती है।
एंड वन इंटरेस्टिंग पीस व्हिच वी आल्सो सी इन 0 to 1 काइंड ऑफ अ जर्नी, आपको नंबर्स बता देते हैं कि आप सही जा रहे हो या गलत जा रहे हो।
वी ट्राई टू एक्सपेरिमेंट अ लॉट एंड we try to experiment very frequently. What we have also seen that people want to experiment. People, if they love a brand, they buy 5 more products as well. They want to experiment with the products. I think for us, branding or maybe the top and the bottom of the funnel were not very different from initial day one. We were focusing on both the funnels end to end. It was just that what media vehicle we are using. Consumer should know maybe a brand first, maybe a category second, and then maybe a performance communication the last. And how to make sure that these communication are in that sequence in a best way possible. How to measure a ROAS is really important. Maybe consumer, so suppose your Google search volume is increasing. If you invest all your money on Google search, that might not increase your revenue.
Correct.
Search volume increase हुई है कहीं और से. So you need to invest over there. I am a strong believer that long form content works really well for you in any part of your journey, because it creates a lot of recall as well as some of the metrics you can't even you can't measure कि आपका Google search कहाँ से आ रहा है, फिर Amazon पे search कहाँ से आ रहा है. There is no hardly any click on connected TV. The CTRs are really low, but we know that the lift if we get from running ads on connected TV can be good.
Because every channel has different attribution models. आप अलग तरीके से देख रहे हो. And at times I have seen it hides more than it shows.
Attribution, or let me very simply say that पैसा कहाँ लगाना है, हाँ, is the most toughest question. When we try to do marketing on Meta and Google and YouTube especially, we do a lot of revenue on Amazon, Flipkart, or maybe the other marketplaces as a platform.
Absolutely.
So we try to make sure that we map our media vehicle with the type of impact they are getting and which type of channel. Acquisition में ROAS अच्छा मिल रहा है तो किसी को भी ला सकते हो आप.
Yes, actually.
मे भी थोड़ा डिस्काउंट ज़्यादा दे दिया तो और अच्छा कस्टमर आ गया, ROAS भी improve हो गया. But that's a double-edged sword. आज नहीं तो कल आपको hit करेगा. So making that conscious call that okay, acquiring the right consumer at the right cost
is very important. Absolutely.
Hello everyone, we are back with another episode of Growth Tales by ETML. Today I have with me Abhishek, a very dear friend and whom we have also been working with for quite long now. One of the industry veterans. He currently heads online revenue for Honasa Group, looks after brands like Mamaearth, Dermaco, etc. Excited to have you here, Abhishek. Welcome to this episode of Growth Tales.
अपने स्टार्ट करते हैं जब हम लोग मिले थे सायदुल्ला जाब में एक कैफे में.
Right.
एक नया सा कैफे था, हिपी सा कैफे था. And I remember you were in a bit of dilemma at that point of time, exploring multiple options, and that was pre-Mamaearth. Mamaearth was in very initial days at that point of time, and you were exploring whether to go with Mamaearth and a few other options. From that point to, I remember seeing a pic where you know the pic where the company is going a pic on your LinkedIn,
right,
जहाँ पे IPO हो रहा है Mamaearth का, you're standing right beside Varun, Ghazal, Shilpa Shetty. So you know how does it feel like, how the journey has been?
It has been fantastic. I think मुझे अभी भी believe नहीं होता जिस स्टेज पे हम आ चुके हैं, मतलब कितने छोटे छोटे चीजों से हमने शुरू किया था. I think overwhelming है काफी in terms of what things we have achieved in such a short span of time. I still remember जब मैं आपसे मिला था, where to go, how to decide about things. I think but couple of things which clicked at that point of time is I already had 2 startups जहाँ पे I think things were not working really well, Spinny and QMath. So I thought that okay, I need to make sure that I build another startup and build it from a very nascent stage. I met Varun. I discussed about the vision, the fundamentals, and I thought a lot of things which are matching between us. How the unit economics need to be there, how the sustainable growth need to be there, and how we think about marketing. At initial point of time, I was not very sure about how brand need to be built and how performance need to be taken care with the brand. After meeting Varun, I realized that okay, few things he is bringing on the table, and he can be a great mentor to me as well. And I want to be in FMCG industry because I did an internship in PepsiCo during my college days.
Okay.
I was very fascinated that okay, what sort of
कैसे dots connect हो जाते हैं ना, मतलब कहाँ से एकदम PepsiCo then Mamaearth and
तो
then going
मुझे
IPO.
पेप्सिको में जाना था, बट पेप्सिको में I realized that there is no that great role available और इतनी यहाँ पे ownership है. It's more of a high-end marketing which they were doing. So I discussed the role with Varun. Took a couple of months. Then I realized कि उसको वहाँ पे लेके जाते हैं. And the journey has been phenomenal. That culture has been really good. We have been given a free hand to make sure that okay, if something needs to be done, how that need to be achieved. So I think culture वाला part हमने काफी अच्छा build करा over a couple of years, and each and every time we try to push ourselves that okay, this has been done. We have achieved quite a good amount of things, but what new things we can do? And ये newness or innovation in not just in products, but in the culture of how to execute anything, whether it's a supply chain, whether it's marketing, whether it's something internally team structure. We were very innovative in that, and then we started feeling that okay, how to go about it, how to maybe hire a new team which is responsible for something else, maybe influencer. And ऐसे हमने influencer marketing शुरू किया था initial point of time because कभी prominent नहीं था. During COVID times, we were having a lot of bandwidth available because marketing spends काफी cut कर दिए थे. We were thinking on new things, new funnels, website innovation. We launched a new website. So I think culturally we were very, very different, not just a tradition company. And startup में भी हम बहुत different थे. The freeness was there among employees.
True.
The vision was built from bottom to top. It's not that okay, these things we need to achieve. So it was very collaborative, and that's how I think each and every small things came together, and we are now I think a journey which is quite phenomenal IPO journey, and I think काफी चीजें हमने काफी सही करी थी, and we were very hungry.
Set an example for every D2C brand basically.
Right, I think hunger सब में था. Each and every employee, each and every top to bottom. I've still seen that our founders are still hungry to achieve new things and do innovation on a day-to-day basis. I think वो वाला part काफी click करा. I think culture is really important for us. बहुत हमने innovative चीजें ऐसे मैं बोलूँगा कि हमने शायद नहीं करी हो, but हमने right point of time पे right चीजें करी, और हमने बहुत ahead थे market से, because we were our 20 to 30% bandwidth is going on that hunger.
True.
हम कैसे चीजें achieve करेंगे? And I think that those things clicked for us.
And ये पूरी जर्नी आपने देखी है, मतलब from launch, I would say almost in launch stage, 0 से 1, 1 से 10, 10 से 100. This is kind of a dream journey for any startup founder, especially in D2C space. क्या बड़े मतलब attributes क्या रहेंगे, बड़े pillars, focus area in each part of this journey? 0 से 1 में क्या pillars रहे जो, because there's so much distraction. The way I see is the way when we interact with a lot of D2C founders, at each step there are 100 things you can do, and all 100 things will make sense. But one of the pieces which at least working with Mamaearth also during the journey I've seen is the focus has been very right at each step of the journey, and then going very deep into those focus areas. So what do you believe are the major focus areas in each stage of the company?
I think a couple of things. First of all, consumer feedback and talking to consumer is really important for us. Rather than thinking that I know something, we talk to consumer, ask them, okay, where the things are going right, where things are, what feedback you have.
True.
And we try to implement as many feedback, not just onto the products, but also on our communication, marketing, etc. And that was the first and foremost. And throughout our journey, that has been a major role.
A consistent piece basically in that, on all the stages.
Right. And we still we for Mamaearth as well, we talk to consumer a lot more frequently, and we try to get as many feedback as possible from consumers. Second thing is we try to unlearn things. I know that from 0 to 1 the things which are working well for me might not work in future.
True.
So I need to unlearn myself and try to learn new things. So we try to interact with people, try to identify the problems. Yet what are the hypotheses which can take me to a next level? Maybe I want to focus on a particular channel, maybe Meta or maybe Amazon, maybe some particular category. So suppose I want to build a category, maybe a serum category on Amazon. What are the key levers on that? And how to explore that? So we try to make sure that we unlearn what we have learned from at that particular stage, try to hypothesize for the future, and make sure that we come up with the agendas. Okay, these are the five things I want to crack maybe for the next quarter or maybe for the next year, and then build those ideas. And those things helped us really well. We try to make sure that each and every time we sit together, make sure, okay, these things are working well for me. And frankly speaking, we try to create a playbook out of that.
Correct.
So that जो मेरी नई brands आ रही हैं,
you're able to replicate that. Correct.
Playbook on that. And hence, if you see that Dermaco, we are able to
scale very
fast. True. Ecologica even faster than that, and that's how we are able to make sure that okay, we are there in the market, but we also want to make sure that we are the best in the market in terms of how we do things, how we think about things, and how we maybe scale things in a much faster way.
Got it. और इसमें मैं थोड़ा सा एक step और deeper जाता हूँ. I'll make my question more specific also for like so that clear actionable so audience के लिए. Let's say when we are in a journey of 0 to 1 million kind of a revenue, basically I'm talking in terms of ARR. Like एक या दो major focus areas क्या होने चाहिए? One thing is very clear and I totally buy that the fitment of the product has to be there. Now we are no longer in an era where just marketing can push off the kind of journey that Mamaearth had, because everyone is very well aware given how well connected we are. Information is available at a click of a button. So talking to consumers is a point well taken. In terms of unlocking growth, if I ask 0 to 1 million revenue, because there can be hundreds of things a founder can do basically. What you believe or what you have seen are like 1 or 2 major levers to focus and keep and remove all the noise around that. वो क्या चीजें थी जो work करी?
Got it. So I think at an initial stage, you generally have a small amount of budget available.
Yes.
You want to make sure they utilize in a best way possible. So generally हम क्या करते थे? We try to test a lot more things.
Okay.
Especially जब performance की बात आती है, तो communication is a very important part जहाँ पे I think you start focusing on things. So we started focusing what are my key acquisition products, what are my key retention products, what are my key maybe
upselling kind of a product. Correct.
For acquisition, what type of communication is working well for me for a particular channel? I still remember जब पहले तो reel format initially launch हुआ था.
Okay, yes, that was very new that time.
Right. And तो communication reels में क्या होना चाहिए? Because if you see the span of time बहुत छोटा होता है and you need to start dividing those attention, getting the attention from the consumer. So hence some communication might be working well for you on a particular channel, but might not be working for it.
True.
Hence again, the whole era of static communication to a video or a long form type of communication were started increasing, and hence we were focusing more on okay, these type of communication working well for me. And for each and every round, we make sure that पहले communication marketing fit आ रहा है. Product marketing भी important है, but communication marketing मेरी second stage होती है.
Correct.
अगर मैंने वो crack कर लेता हूँ, तो मेरे लिए बहुत easy होता है scale करना.
True that.
And CAC भी मेरा high नहीं जाता, profitability रहती है.
True.
And those are the things are really important for me to scale. So I would recommend for new founders, new startups to focus on communication marketing fit as well.
Very interesting.
Rather than just focusing on the product market fit.
Absolutely. Also, just to weigh in, मुझे ये लगता है कि especially in 0 to 1 kind of a journey, when you're focusing on both these pieces, product marketing fit and communication fit basically, your ROS पे वो impact सबसे ज़्यादा आता है, because आपके पास इतना data नहीं होता. All things said and done in the initial journey, it's more about understanding your consumer really well. First of all, creating that product, then being able to communicate that. And one interesting piece which we also see in 0 to 1 kind of a journey, आपको numbers बता देते हैं कि आप सही जा रहे हो या गलत जा रहे हो. Because if you unlock that, तो आपको वो ROS आते हैं उसके basis पे आप scale कर पाते हो without burning the money.
Right.
So probably that is what we were able to solve at Mamaearth also in the initial journey, that the ROS in itself funded the growth, or we basically were growing at a loss, if I can ask, in the initial stage.
Right. So we were also always in a way that we want to go sustainably, and that's how the ethos and the fundamental we try to build. I think at that point of time we made sure that we try to test as many things as possible, and we try to learn from those mistakes.
But these
etc.
experiments were more focused around the creatives and the communication and the product fitment, right? Basically trying to find that white space where consumers are coming and buying, or were they also focused on some other pieces?
I think it was a combination of maybe a particular marketing vehicle, media channel, cross communication, or maybe usme bhi suppose video is working well for me, or maybe a static is working.
Creative formats.
So these formats, cross channels was the major focus. I know that Amazon was a great channel at initial point of time for us as well. So there are multiple areas and multiple ad formats in Amazon as well, both outside Amazon as a platform in inside.
But you are
Amazon
going
platform.
like very aggressive on experimenting lots of channels, or you pick 2-3 key channels and first focus on cracking those? Like what was the strategy?
For us, I think for a particular brand, I think initially when you launch a brand, D2C is the place where you try to test a lot more things, because other areas like Google or maybe Amazon, Flipkart, you might not see the search volume, and hence growth might not come. As you started doing those experiments, do marketing, second channel which triggers well for you is Amazon or maybe Flipkart, depending on type of PG you are.
True.
Right. And hence starting phase, D2C was the place where we tried to experiment more. But after that, you started working well with the marketplaces where you see the initial kickoff, and hence 360 degree for the whole marketplace as well as for the D2C is really important to evaluate your experiments or evaluate your marketing efforts. Because we have seen that if you work, it's things which are working well for us on the D2C or maybe a D2C driven market channel like maybe Google or Facebook, it is working well for us in the Amazon and Flipkart as well.
And you were also razor focused on unit economics right from the start?
We tried to. We were not very mad about, okay, we want growth at any cost.
Not very bullish about it, but you kept it under your monitoring.
Right. Okay. So the planning was based that, okay, this much amount of revenue you want to make at this much amount of cost. It's not like that, okay, this is the revenue target at any cost we want. So this is not a type of DNA we had from the start.
I think because you want the plans were really, really aggressive, which shows the kind of growth that you have seen basically. One thing which I've seen changing, like from the times when Mamaearth was at an initial stage and today, the CPMs have kind of gone over the roof. At that point of time, I remember it was still easier to get, the ROS which gives you the sustained growth. But today, to get those kind of ROS and your initial journey, basically, it is very difficult.
Right.
And the benchmarks have significantly shifted, and the CACs have become very, very high relatively. So it's getting more and more difficult to arrive at that white space, because during those days we used to see that if you have a good product, cracking the entire sustainable growth journey was relatively easier. Markets were less saturated, CPMs were lesser high, the unit economics fundamentally was better because of that. So how do you see these strategies changing, let's say for a founder who is trying to, let's say, grow in a similar fashion and launching a brand today or maybe in last 1 or 2 years?
I think that's a difficult question.
And that's one of the key challenges also, because now, I'll share my example. Like, since we work with a lot of D2C founders, maybe 3-4 brands we work out of 7-8 were getting the kind of ROS which was good enough for them to scale. But now it is like you have to really have a great product first. If you don't have a great product, if you don't have a unique position to offer to the market, because all these creative and communication experiments starts to work, or you have a chance at that when you have a great product market fit today. At that point of time, even if you had an average to great product and you are evolving the product, even then that fitment used to come in place.
Right.
So things have gotten very competitive basically. The landscape has become very competitive, especially in D2C space. It's not easy to find that white space. So any thoughts around, like what could be some innovative ways to do that?
I think on this, there are a couple of routes one can take. First is more on to analyze the market, how the categories are performing, how the categories are penetrated. We can see that recently the serum category has started shooting up really well, and building the brand onto a growing category is really easy as compared to a saturated category, maybe like face wash, shampoo, etc. I think so. Analyzing the market, analyzing the category is really important. Launching those brands into those particular sphere is one of the things which one can think about. Second is how the marketing onto the marketplaces has evolved is also quite phenomenal, and one can
Leverage
think
that,
of
correct.
building that brand over marketplaces, maybe a Purple, maybe a Nykaa, maybe Flipkart, Amazon, and how these platform can shape up for a particular brand is I think a key example. We can use their marketing tools. I think most of the platforms offer CPC search type of a model, and you can explore. Okay, you clearly know that the person who is searching has a purchase intent, and you can try to showcase your product over there with a good rating, good amount of feedback available. I think people try to explore, and people try to buy those products. I think third, not a very conventional ways. Think more from a go a little less aggressive onto the start. Think more from a product and the customer feedback point of view. Make sure that you are there, your customer is accepting your product, you have achieved the communication fit and other type of levers as well, and then you try to scale. This will take time, but it will be a more sustainable growth. So if you have time, you have that patience available, you can take that route. But this route is not that recommended, because India market, especially the online market, is changing a lot year on year, and the people are thinking a lot differently as compared to what they were thinking, I think 3 to 4 years down the line. So
Got it.
I think these are the three routes one can think about, or maybe leverage upon in the future to launch a particular brand and grow it sustainably.
So if just to summarize your points, I think first you mentioned is market research.
Right.
That maybe you have much deeper insights into consumer product market fit, better understanding your category, subcategory, so that cost of experimentation can be saved. Second key point is in terms of exploring on marketplaces as your first go-to market strategy and trying to solve for that, because there you can experiment at relatively lesser capex and relatively lesser cost.
Right.
And third one being, if you can throw more light.
Third one being growing, making sure that you are focusing initially onto the product and the communication fit.
Got it.
And then making sure that you
Going a
scale
bit
the-
slow basically, and once you have the numbers in place, then becoming aggressive fundamentally. Makes sense.
But generally, I've seen that D2C brands don't have that patience.
Patience is missing. Absolutely, patience is like patience looks easier said than done kind of a
And
thing.
it works
especially.
both ways. I think when you go aggressive in the market, you get a lot of
I think
feedback
both,
from the
you
consumers.
have
as
time
well.
and money both acts as currency. So either you burn more or go slow, or burn less, go fast.
Totally agree.
Depends upon your unique position basically.
Yeah.
Moving forward, I think 1 to 10 की बात करते हैं. That is more interesting because 0 to 1 में अलग nuances है. There you're getting the fitment right. But once you have got there, 1 से 10 can actually happen very fast, because now you know that you have something is working for you. But you cannot go blinded basically, because on one side you have that massive opportunity. Now you have a real business, things are moving. On the other side, your cost will also increase significantly, and the margin of error reduces. So in this stage of the journey, what you believe, like क्या है 2-3 अच्छे pillars or या 2-3 core focus areas which founders should not stray away from?
I think we made sure that we tried to experiment a lot, and we try to experiment very frequently.
Okay.
Because we know that things are working well for us, and across all platforms, not just for D2C, for other areas as
So
well.
how did these experiments evolve, Abhishek? Like पहले stage में it was more around product category, कौन सी hit fit हो रही है, कौन से product acquisition first है, कौन से retention के लिए है, cross sell के लिए, understanding that landscape. It was more around creatives. इस stage में क्या बड़े experiments है जो
So
help करते हैं?
you started getting a lot of data from the consumer,
Yes,
and
yes.
you started doing a lot of data analytics from these. So it started understanding that if a customer is buying a face wash,
Correct.
what are the products they are also buying in their cart, or what they are doing add to cart. We know that what sort of combos you can create, what sort of things you can create. If you want to big bet on a particular regime, what sort of regime it can be there. So the bandwidth to experiment in terms of maybe combos, maybe regimes, maybe these things increases a lot. You started also making sure that you can maybe launch maybe a similar category or maybe a different category onto those lines, because you know that my brand is selling. You can started expanding the portfolio as well. I think the second part is started expanding the portfolio, experiment on the portfolio.
Okay.
Maybe you are selling maybe toothpaste. You can started working on mouthwashes as well. And other
1 to 10
categories.
million is a good time to expand the portfolio, or is it a good time to actually first make those few products or categories really big for you? Because that would be a dilemma that a lot of founders would have at that stage.
Right. So I think how the marketing is involving, the DPA ads are working well for most of the people as of now. And if the portfolio size is small, if there are only 5 to 10 products, the platform marketing as well as the consumer find it difficult to do a choice. And you also want to have a higher AOV to make sure that you are profitable in that. So at this point of time, you started launching new products.
Okay.
Maybe the tail is high, but it's worked really well in.
So I think this helps further in getting a bigger share of wallet, or maybe a higher LTV from the customers.
Right.
तो वो एक
And they
अपने
have
आप में
choice as
आपको
well. If a consumer want to come again, buy some new product, they really love the brand, suppose, and they want to buy new products, but there are only 5 products available. What they will be doing. What we have also seen that people want to experiment. People, if they love a brand, they buy 5 more products as well. They want to experiment with the products.
वो ट्रस्ट आपने विन कर ही लिया है अभी अपने
बिकॉज पहले ब्रांड ट्रस्ट विन हुआ, फिर कैटेगरी का ट्रस्ट विन हुआ, फिर आगे अगर आपको क्रॉस सेल करना है तो आराम से कर सकते हो.
True.
So I think the second major option is both from a marketing as well as from the consumer point of view is expand the portfolio,
Nice.
work on those portfolios, and you will see a greater depth with the consumers as well, that how will you go about it in the future.
And इसमें when you are thinking about what new categories, subcategories or products to basically expand the portfolio with, how much, like you mentioned, 0 to 1 journey, basically the role in terms of understanding the market research is a very important part, and it is very subjective also. I think it also depends upon the gut feel of the founders, their own personal journey, their own understanding of the customers. But now when you're only doing 1 million ARR, you have a lot of data into the system. So how does that data help you to understand, what are the new categories, subcategories or products market is open for, or your customers are looking for? How did you use data to make those decisions?
I think also we can always talk to the consumer and ask them what they love us to do.
Absolutely.
And that's the first and foremost thing, and you always should do at any stage of time. Second is there is a lot of data available from various channels, search data as well as the trends data available, and we as a company try to analyze those data, analyze where are the white spaces available in the market, what customer wants to do, what the customer wants to buy, what the customer is preferring at this point of time, and we try to triangulate from all these data and identify, okay, these are the niches which are available, and should we try not, whether it is working with the brand, whether it's not working with them. That's those questions we ask ourselves and make sure that, okay, these are the 3 things we want to try maybe next quarter, maybe next year, and that's how we plan the whole calendar, or maybe the future plan on this.
So how does the focus shifts when it comes to 1 to 10 journey, in terms of what all like how important data becomes at this stage of the journey in the overall scheme of things?
I think data individually for me, data is a very the first and foremost things to analyze anything or maybe take any decision, because I think it give us some direction in sense of, okay, these are the 3 things. Maybe and 0 to 1 or maybe small about 1 to 10 might not work that great, but I think that if you have some data available, you can maybe prove or disprove your hypothesis, build certain things upon that, because some base is available and you build a future plan on that.
Okay.
Might feel that data is not that important, not that great at this stage of time, but I think that at least for a directional things or maybe build on hypothesis, it is very great. Moreover, when you rather than just your own consumer data or behavior data, you get a lot more data from maybe from Amazon.
The
maybe
insights are much
Flipkart,
richer from
right.
that. Correct.
And you can work on those data sets as well. If you're working on a particular category, or you can ask your category manager about it. Okay, what are the growing trends, etc. And there is Amazon Pie as a tool. You will see a lot more data over there as well.
Yes.
And you will get a more holistic insights that okay, these are the most growing category. Customers are searching these things, and that's how your marketing and the company strategy should shape up.
So from from 1 to 10 million, did data became more and more important part of the boardroom discussions when taking big strategic decisions?
I think it was a mix of both. We were trying a few things, and we were making sure that we are proving our hypothesis using data, and making sure that we are going in a right direction.
Correct. Okay.
Right. And
See, one part is that data definitely acts as compass, whether you're moving in right direction or not. If you are basically missing on something, if you're going in wrong direction, data is the first thing which will give you those insights that the direction is right, the velocity is right, and you're headed in the direction where you want to be. Another piece is in terms of finding new avenues for growth. So this is one piece where you're basically expanding your portfolio. You're trying to find new products and categories so that आपका LTV भी बढ़ रहा है. I think that space, that room that you get via more LTV or share of wallet, you can use for further fund your CAC and grow, be more aggressive when you're marketing, especially from the performance side. और कौन से एक दो levers है which you would want to touch upon in this part of the journey?
आई थिंक इस स्टेज पे सेकंड मेजर हमारा जो आता है, जो हमें लगता था कि हमने जो बहुत फोकस किया था is onto the new marketplace quick commerce site.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And we have seen that search volumes are starting increasing onto the other platforms as well. People, the categories which we are dealing in, people need those categories sometimes in a quick span of time, maybe an hour or a couple of hours. And hence, these quick commerce as a platform worked really well for us.
Okay.
So we made sure that we are available everywhere.
हाँ, तो अब चैनल आपने एक्सपेंड कर लिया बेसिकली, आप गॉट इट.
Right. And starting point of time, people are also not sure that Mamaearth or maybe some other brand will be available over there.
Correct.
I think I would recommend that make sure that you try each and every channel at this stage of time.
Okay.
And make sure that you try to expand over there. You might see a search volumes on these platforms.
तो कॉमर्स के कौन से एक दो मेजर चैनल्स थे which worked well for Mamaearth?
I think still working all the, I think Blinkit, Zepto, Swiggy, Instamart, all are working well for us. We also tried on Amazon Fresh, Flipkart Grocery, and they also performed really well for us. So I think all
And
these
this is the time when a founder should start aggressively basically expanding the channels basically.
Yes, I think it depends on the category as well. But
Right.
I think seeing the right input from the platforms as well as how you are trending over these platforms, you generally see a search volumes कैसे grow कर रही हैं, or maybe a particular category कैसे grow कर रही है. If the categories are present, they are expanding, I think you should definitely be there on those platforms.
So that gives you, I think, better reach and another customer base to tap upon, especially when you're in 1 to 10 kind of a journey.
Right. I think those quick commerce as a platform is growing a lot, and people try to buy as many things as possible from these platforms. Here we also increasing. So I think for our brand as well, these are the platforms where there are less returns, and these platforms are providing a good amount of reach as well as to the penetration onto the eyes of customer, where you might not be available maybe on an offline store where they want to buy, maybe in a couple of hours or so. So quick commerce can help you reach those maybe households in a better way.
So channel expansion becomes a very important pillar in this stage of the journey for any D2C brand.
Right.
What other pillar, any one or two you would like to highlight, anything further? I think two are very interesting inputs: expanding the product portfolio, expanding channels, and that will definitely depend on your category, but being available where your customers are. I think in the initial 0 to 1 you cannot be everywhere, but in 1 to 10 you have that kind of reach or that kind of resources to be able to focus on multi-channels. Anything from marketing perspective, any shift happens there? Does branding starts to become important? Like I'm assuming in the 0 to 1 journey, performance generally becomes the go-to way for clients, for brands, D2C brands to go to the market and start seeing whether their product has acceptance or not. Did for Mamaearth the focus towards branding started to happen in this stage, or that was even further?
I think for us, branding or maybe the top and the bottom of the funnel were not very different from
Okay.
initial day one. We were focusing
Okay.
on both the funnels
Okay.
end to
Okay.
end.
Okay.
It was just that what media vehicle we are using.
Got it.
And
Got it.
for us, it's not about performance or branding. For us, it's more about how to reach to a consumer in a best way possible, where
Got
we
it.
can make sure we talk to the consumer, where he can or she can recall the brand in a much better way, and that's how we try to think. So for us, there was not a general shift from branding to performance. It was more that we started doing a lot more long form content.
Got
We started talking to a consumer in a in a much other way as
I think the
compared to
communication strategy evolved more than basically looking at it from performance or branding lens. How do we communicate to the customers?
right. And also at that point of time, video penetration started increasing a lot, and we were very agile in terms of how we try to talk to the consumer. So I think video communication or the long form communication started increasing at that point of time.
Did you also change your metric that you were looking at 0 to 1 compared to what you were looking at 1 to 10? Because like you mentioned, long form of content cannot be evaluated with same metrics. Maybe engagement becomes much more important there, whether to analyze its success or failure. Did that change significantly or still?
I think we tried to analyze a couple of times that okay, what is the ROAS one might get from a long form content or short form content, but I think we started focusing much more on to the ROAS after a particular point of time, or started analyzing as a full funnel. Okay, this is the first step, this is the second step, this is the third step, and started focusing on those things rather than very pinpointed on okay.
So not much change in North Star metrics, even when the format or communication evolved, basically.
कंज्यूमर की तरह सोचना था हमें और हमने वही किया rather than focusing on कि ओके ये इसका ये मैट्रिक्स रखते हैं इसका ये मैट्रिक्स रखते हैं कंज्यूमर को कन्वर्ट करना है एंड वी वांट टू मेक श्योर दैट हम एक कंज्यूमर को रिकॉल भी क्रिएट करें इट्स नॉट जस्ट दैट हमने बेच दिया प्रोडक्ट सो फॉर दैट वी मेड श्योर दैट वी ट्राई टू मैरी अवर funnels from top to bottom and consumer reach or consumer communication was really important for us.
Okay.
And that's how we try to pitch, whether it can be done from maybe a branding funnel or a full performance funnel, that is irrespective of that. We want to make sure that okay, we want to sell suppose a particular category, what funnel should be there.
Got it.
Consumer should know maybe a brand first, maybe a category second, and then maybe a performance communication the last. And how to make sure that these communication are in that sequence in the best way possible.
Okay.
And that's how we try to do. I would say that in terms of marketing, it's ever evolving. You can't, the marketing which you're doing, I think when I started, I used to build model on what is should be the CPC on Google keywords. And I think वो सबसे बड़ी marketing थी उस point of time पे जो मेरे को लगता था. But over time the long form content started evolving. So I would say that one must focus more upon the long form content from the start rather than just a short form content, because it really helps you to make sure for a longevity for the consumer recalls more the long form content as compared to a short form content. In fact, for 0 to 1 as well, one should focus more on to the long form content, which can be considered in the brand funnel, but it will really help you for a long term perspective.
Okay. And you've seen generally from ROS perspective also that had worked better relatively.
I think ROS as a metrics should be measured in a better way. I think seeing on a panel that this is my 1 day or 7 day ROAS might not help that.
That is not a complete picture, basically.
Picture.
True
So
that.
how to measure a ROAS is really important. Maybe consumer, so suppose your Google search volume is increasing.
True.
It might not increase just कि वो अपने आप increase हो रहा है ad पैसा लगा के. Maybe a consumer might be seeing your ad somewhere and then they are searching on a Google as a.
Correct.
If you invest all your money on Google search, that might not increase your revenue.
Correct.
Search volume increase हुई है कहीं और से. So you need to invest over there. So those
you were able to map that how much was the impact. Not particularly speaking, how did you do it, but did you also adopt some innovative strategies to actually map the success of these funnels, which were not just pure play 6-7 day, 1 day window kind of?
We try to. I think we do a lot of data modeling analytics on these funnels that, okay, if a consumer is seeing this ad, what type of behavior the consumer is showing. none of the tool is available in the market which can do this. And but
So
we
you built
try
those
to
tools
formulate.
internally. You have done some
We
internal
try to
modeling.
formulate, and we have we are a data driven company.
Yes.
And we try to formulate those things onto the system that okay, if a consumer is seeing this ad, what sort of action they might do in future, maybe 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks down the line, and what sort of incremental maybe revenue or maybe the lift we are getting from those consumers.
Correct.
So those type of things we try to measure from these funnels or the ads.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
So I would say that for a particular brand who was in on a 1 to 10 type of a funnel, focus more on to uh, on the marketing point of view, the long form content.
Okay.
I think
okay.
it will really help you and expedite your journey from 10 to 100.
Nice. And that's a very interesting insight.
And if we can work the similar journey on 0 to 1, I am a strong believer that long form content works really well for you in any part of your journey because it creates a lot of recall as well as some of the metrics you can't even you can't measure कि आपका Google search कहाँ से आ रहा है या फिर Amazon पे search कहाँ से आ रहा है.
Exactly.
But I think that if I am a consumer, I'm seeing some ad, I सबसे पहले मैं Google या Amazon पे search करता हूँ.
True. Absolutely.
And that's how the things
absolutely.
need to be there.
Majority sales के funnels ऐसे ही build हो रहे हैं D2C में.
Right.
And even if you're looking just 1 day or 7 days ROS, it becomes very myopic way to look at how your ads are performing basically. And media vehicles, like you mentioned, that changes or that evolves. Can you throw some light on that piece? How does that evolve basically in this entire stage?
आई थिंक मीडिया व्हीकल हमने चेंज की बजाय कंज्यूमर ने ही चेंज कर दिया. पहले आई थिंक फेसबुक बहुत बड़ा पार्ट प्ले करता था.
करेक्ट.
इंस्टाग्राम
वो तो पूरा इंडियन इकोसिस्टम ही इवॉल्व हो गया.
तो आई थिंक वो हमारा इतना बड़ा रोल नहीं था कि हमने चेंज करा. आई थिंक वी वर देयर वर कंज्यूमर वर प्रेजेंट. वी स्टार्टेड वर्किंग ऑन ईच एंड एवरी प्लेटफॉर्म्स वेयर कंज्यूमर वी थिंक दैट कंज्यूमर आर देयर एंड दे लव टू सी Mamaearth over those platforms. So उस तरीके से हमने सोचा rather than thinking about कि यार इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे भी करते हैं या फिर इस स्टेज पे प्लेटफॉर्म. It's more like this is the communication. What type of channel are best for this communication and this set of brands. And from those lines we started working. I think currently Instagram is the place वहाँ पे for our TG maximum people are present and spend a good amount of time. And hence we try to focus on Instagram more. But there are other platforms. YouTube is also evolving. YouTube shorts are penetrating a lot.
Correct.
And those things. So it is more from a consumer point of view. Where the consumers are present, we want to be there.
I think you mentioned YouTube. So one question which I have been consistently very curious about, and we have done a lot of, so like you mentioned YouTube, and you're mentioning that, we understand the behavior of the consumer and try to replicate that. One thing which I have seen working with a lot of D2C brands, YouTube is still not seen as a major performance channel or major channel to drive ROS. Somehow, when I think about it from very first principle perspective, a majority of the consumers are on YouTube and the consumption engagement on YouTube is very, very high. But very few D2C brands have been able to crack, like a lot of brands have cracked Meta, for example, for their growth. They have cracked search for growth, Amazon marketplaces for growth. They're able to scale aggressively. But YouTube still is seen as a brand first or branding first platform. What are your thoughts on it? Like I generally don't see brands looking at it as a performance first platform, in spite of it having all the right things in place.
Right. I think from my point of view, it is not more about from a platform point of view. It's more from a what type of format it is.
Okay.
For a video format, it always a long-term type of a funnel, or maybe from a extended tenure point of view, we should evaluate. If you run a long-form content on Meta as well, you will see that it will not give a high ROAS in a short term. It might give in the ROAS. The single image or maybe the static format might give you that type of ROAS. And hence, I think that evaluation or the measurement of those matrices need to change.
Okay.
First, you might be running some ads on YouTube, but you are also running a PMAX campaign or maybe a search campaign.
True.
अब YouTube पे उसने ad देख के might convert it from a PMAX or maybe a search campaign. The revenue is getting attributed over there because एक account में एक पे attribute होगा हमेशा वो.
Correct.
And hence might not be the right way. I think what I think is platforms, the channels need to be evaluated in much more depth rather than just on a revenue point of view. It's more from a
So is YouTube a major part for the overall media strategy at Mamaearth?
I think I can't really comment on the what type of number we
problem.
have, but I think it plays a, good amount, good or major role in terms of our how we want to talk to consumer or communicate to the consumer, because I think most of the people are present on YouTube. The penetration is quite good. Connected TV, where
Yes.
I think majority of the high income group is present. We want to be there, and there is no will even hardly any click on connected TV. The CTRs are really low, but we know that the lift if we get from running ads on connected TV can be good, because think from a consumer point of view. अगर consumer वहाँ पे connected TV इतना देख रहा है, उसको इतना recall है, तो I think वो finally convert हो गई. But I think I will again throw light on how we attribute the revenue.
Correct.
I think वहाँ पे हम थोड़ा मिस कर जाते हैं. Might be a case that some form of content or some form of communication might not be working on YouTube, but overall I think it's a good platform to build the long-term brand as well as revenue from the YouTube.
Actually attribution भी अपने आप में इतना complex हो चुका है कि like navigating through different attribution models in itself has become a complete I would say skill set in itself, because every channel has different attribution models. आप अलग तरीके से देख रहे हो, and at times I have seen it hides more than it shows. Any comments on that piece? Any hacks that you have seen working for you basically around that?
I think last 10 to 12 years which I working on to the digital side, over time I realized that attribution, or let me very simply say that पैसा कहाँ लगाना है,
हाँ,
is the most toughest question.
yes,
I
it
think
is,
a marketer
no
is
doubt.
facing.
And most impactful also.
And वो कभी भी आप साइंस सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते, because there is no single platform which is providing you
क्योंकि अगर मैथमेटिक इक्वेशन होती तो एक आंसर होता है इस क्वेश्चन का. It would have not been such a complex debatable topic.
And now the video form of content is increasing a lot.
Yes.
And view through conversion बहुत बढ़ गया है.
बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गया.
पहले click through ज़्यादा था तो हम फिर भी Google Analytics से देख लेते थे.
True.
And that is very much comparable to maybe a true ROAS or something.
Yes.
But now, since video form is increasing and there are other platforms apart from Meta and Google, maybe a OTT, maybe some
Yes.
DSP platform you might be using, you might not able to combine those.
True that.
So you need to do a lot of media modeling and
Correct.
experiments to identify what is the true ROAS for that particular campaign. I think that's the science one should invest at a later stage. But
I think what 10 million beyond journey mein becomes very important. Regression and incremental modeling and all those pieces are core when you are going that aggressive with the market.
totally agree.
And coming to now 10 million and beyond, basically, probably this could be the starting point of that piece, having more evolved models. So, like, have we been very aggressive in terms of building internal modeling around how to basically allocate budgets in different channels, different formats, different creatives, how to analyze the impact in terms of actual incrementality and not just, not just attributable revenue, basically. Have we gone very aggressive on those directions?
As I said, I think we take a lot of decision using data.
Yes.
So I think attribution or maybe answering where to invest, where not to invest, it also comes from data. We try to formulate a lot of hypotheses, try to test, okay, if we're doing something, what is the impact of that? Maybe in terms of short-term revenue, maybe long-term revenue, or maybe an impact on maybe a D2C channel, maybe a marketplace as a channel, or maybe offline. So we try to combine those funnels. I'm still not sure that we are there 100%, but we make sure that each and every time we learn new things.
So are we evolving beyond click-based attribution models?
We already have.
Okay.
So I think click-based, especially when you are doing market such a good amount of revenue on marketplaces as well, where there is no attribution on Meta and Google, I think we need to move away from these click-based models as well. And we know that when we try to do marketing on Meta and Google and YouTube especially, we do a lot of revenue on Amazon, Flipkart, or maybe the
Yes,
other marketplaces as a platform.
Absolutely.
So we try to make sure that we map our media vehicle with the type of impact they are getting and which type of channel.
Right, absolutely.
And this is the North Star. कि अगर मुझे 100% पता लग जाए यार यहाँ पे मार्केट करने से ये इम्पैक्ट आता है,
तो नथिंग लाइक इट, दैट्स एन आइडियल वर्ल्ड फॉर अ मार्केटियर.
हम उसके बीच में कहीं हैं कि हम कुछ आइडेंटिफाई कर पा रहे हैं, कुछ नहीं, बट दिस इज द नॉर्थ स्टार वी वांट टू हैव, एंड आई थिंक एवरी मार्केटर वांट टू हैव दैट. क्या हो रहा है,
That's a marketer's dream.
तो इसके स्टेज
But we are making significant investment and efforts towards having some directional visibility. I
I
would
think
put
our
it.
focus, one team is directly focusing on the marketing science and answering these questions. Data is one of the key pillar always from Manasa, and we try to focus more on to these things. And one need to focus on these things when we are evolving after
Absolutely,
television type of a stage.
Because that the investments become much more significant in terms of the overall
Right.
scheme of things. एक interesting piece like you mentioned in your journey 10 to 100 and beyond, like we were discussing, click through attribution के beyond जाना पड़ेगा. There is no two ways about it. कुछ innovative ways कैसे कर रहे हो solve at Mamaearth, in general what you have seen working, incrementality कैसे देख रहे हो, what are advanced ML models that you have seen giving good directional insights around how to distribute the media, how to optimize spends. Any examples you want to share, any thoughts?
हम कैसे समझते हैं इंक्रीमेंटलिटी, उसका मतलब क्या होता है? तो कोई भी कैंपेन अगर हम रन करते हैं और उसका इम्पैक्ट एक्चुअली में क्या है अगर हम रन नहीं करेंगे उस कैंपेन को,
करेक्ट.
अभी क्या होता है जब हम एट्रीब्यूशन देखते हैं तो मे बी कुछ ऑडियंस जो ऑलरेडी कन्वर्ट होने वाली थी उसको कैंपेन दिखाते हैं, हम उसको अपने एट्रीब्यूशन में ले सकते हैं, एंड हेंस वी कांट रियली गेट अ ट्रू पिक्चर दैट कि अगर मैं रन करूंगा या नहीं करूंगा तो मुझे एक्स्ट्रा कितना रेवेन्यू आ रहा है या फिर मैं किस मैट्रिक्स को इम्पैक्ट कर रहा हूँ. तो इस प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट और इस इंक्रीमेंटल साइंस को डिटरमाइन करने के लिए हमने कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट कर सकते हैं. तो पहला एक्सपेरिमेंट जो होता है कि हम अपने ऑडियंस को दो सेट में डिवाइड कर सकते हैं, एक कंट्रोल सेगमेंट हो गया, एक टारगेट सेगमेंट हो गया. अब उस पे एक टारगेट सेगमेंट पर मैं कैंपेन रन करता हूँ और कंट्रोल पे रन नहीं करता, तो व्हाट इज द इंक्रीमेंटल रेवेन्यू विच आई एम गेटिंग फ्रॉम दिस सेगमेंट. सपोज जो आपका कंट्रोल सेगमेंट है उसका कन्वर्जन रेट है 1%, तो उसका 1.2 है, तो 20% आपका इंक्रीमेंटल लिफ्ट आ गया.
करेक्ट.
नाउ यू कैन मल्टीप्लाई विद द रेवेन्यू एंड यू गेट द फाइनल इंक्रीमेंटल रोआस. तो आप अगर एक्स स्पेंड कर रहे हो तो आपको एक इंक्रीमेंटल रोआस मिल गया. सेकंड है कि बहुत जगह आप ये टेस्ट नहीं कर पाते तो आप जियो लिफ्ट कर लेते हो. जियो लिफ्ट क्लासिकल होता है कि आप ज्योग्राफी को दो पार्ट में डिवाइड कर दो. सिमिलरली पैशन में एक ज्योग्राफी पे आप टेस्ट रन करो, दूसरे पे रन मत करो. आप देखो कि इस ज्योग्राफी में कितना रेवेन्यू इंक्रीज हुआ, इसमें कितना इंक्रीज हुआ. जो डिफरेंस है वो आइडियली कन्वर्जन रेट का फिर रेवेन्यू का, वो आइडियली आपका अगेन इंक्रीमेंटल रोआस की तरह कंसिडर हो सकता है.
करेक्ट.
तो सेकंड ये तरीका हो गया. कई जगह जियो लिफ्ट भी नहीं कर सकते हम, तो थर्ड वे आता है हमारे पास कि हम कैसे एक मेजर कर सकते हैं प्री पोस्ट की टाइमलाइन ए लेते हैं, वहाँ पे हमने कुछ रन करा, टाइमलाइन बी लेते हैं, वहाँ पे कुछ रन करा.
करेक्ट.
इन दोनों टाइमलाइन में डिफरेंस क्या है? थोड़ा सा ये बेटर वे नहीं होता बिकॉज देयर इज अ टाइम सीरीज बायस जो इन टाइमलाइंस में आता है कि आप एक टाइमलाइन में कुछ हो रहा होगा, एंड हेंस नॉट रिकमेंडेड, बट आई थिंक कुछ नहीं से तो कुछ बेटर ही है.
करेक्ट.
तो आई थिंक ये थर्ड वे है जहाँ पे वन कैन डू एनालिसिस. इन तीनों वे से मेजॉरिटी आप डिजिटल रेवेन्यू को या डिजिटल स्पेंड्स को क्लासिफाई कर सकते हो कि क्या इंक्रीमेंटल कन्वर्जन्स आप कर रहे हो.
करेक्ट.
उसके बेसिस पे आप डिसाइड कर सकते हो कि मुझे कहाँ बजट डालना चाहिए टू fulfill a particular KPI, whether it can be a revenue, whether it can be a customer acquisition, whether something else.
Correct.
And इसको triangulate करके you finally see कि okay, these are my final KPIs to be achieved. What should be the ideal spend mix to make sure that I can achieve that KPI in a best cost possible.
और इसके नुएंसेस पे अगर अभिषेक जाते हैं, बिकॉज दिस मेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ सेंस व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, एंड इट्स यू आल्सो अंडरस्टैंड इजियर सेड देन डन बेसिकली, बिकॉज आप इसमें एक वेरिएबल मिस कर दो, अगर आपने कुछ फैक्टर्स को कंसिडर नहीं किया, एट टाइम्स कुछ एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स होते हैं जो आपके पूरे मॉडल को बेसिकली रैंडमाइज कर देंगे. तो हाउ डू यू सजेस्ट फॉर अ ब्रांड टू बेसिकली मेक श्योर दैट दोज नुएंसेस, पहले तो वो नुएंसेस है क्या, and what are the best practices around that piece so that you don't build a model which actually doesn't hold true.
So I think अगर हम बोलते हैं एप्पल टू एप्पल कंपैरिजन, तो एक्चुअली में दो जो आपके सेगमेंट जो कंपैरिजन है एप्पल टू एप्पल हो सकता है.
यस, ठीक है.
अब एप्पल टू एप्पल बनाने के लिए सपोज हम जियो लिफ्ट कर रहे हैं तो आपकी दोनों जियो बहुत सिमिलर होनी चाहिए. उसमें
फिर एट्रीब्यूट्स आप क्या लोगे व्हेन यू से सिमिलर बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट, मतलब मेजर
तो
एट्रीब्यूट्स
सपोज लगता है उसमें सीजनैलिटी का इंपैक्ट इतना ना हो.
ठीक है.
आपके जो रेवेन्यू के जो क्वांटम है वो सिमिलर होना
सिमिलर रेंज में हो. करेक्ट.
जो पॉपुलेशन है उस ज्योग्राफी की वो बहुत सिमिलर होनी चाहिए।
पेनिट्रेशन शायद ब्रांड का सिमिलर होना
Penetration same
चाहिए
आपने
बेसिकली।
पहले बहुत ज्यादा किसी जियो में वो मार्केटिंग नहीं करी होगी।
करेक्ट।
ऐसे कुछ फैक्टर्स हैं एंड डिपेंडिंग ऑन कैटेगरी टू कैटेगरी यू कैन डिटरमाइन कि क्या हो सकता है, बट जितना ज्यादा एंड इट दीज कैन बी एंडलेस नंबर ऑफ
एट्रीब्यूट्स। करेक्ट।
बट आई थिंक मेजॉरिटी अगर ये 5-6 फैक्टर
ये नुएंस का आपको इंश्योर करना पड़ेगा कि जितना ज्यादा सिमिलर एट्रीब्यूट आप ढूंढ सकते हो और इंश्योर कर सकते हो उतना करके चलो बेसिकली।
इतना बेटर है।
आई थिंक इसमें एक चीज और है अभिषेक, अगर आप अपना बेसिकली जियोस का नंबर भी इंक्रीज कर दो, लेट्स से इंस्टेड ऑफ टेकिंग 10 and 5 इफ यू टेक 100 जियोस एंड देन 50 तो काफी कैंसिलेशन इफेक्ट भी आ रहा होता है।
आई थिंक वो अच्छा तरीका है, बट उसके लिए पैसा भी इतना ही चाहिए बिकॉज आपको ऑडियंस को एक पर्टिकुलर रीच करना पड़ेगा।
करेक्ट, दैट्स
तो
ट्रू।
थोड़ा सा वहाँ पे हर कोई
एक्यूरेसी बढ़ जाएगी, बट देन दैट्स द बाटर दैट यू विल नीड टू टेक इन दैट पीस।
आई थिंक कुछ जनरली वहीं पे होता है, स्पेशली फॉर स्टार्टअप्स जहाँ पे इतना मनी हम एक्सपेरिमेंट में नहीं डालते, जनरली 10 to 20% ही होता है, तो यू कैन मेक श्योर कि उस तरह से आप डिवाइड कर सकते हो। बट यस, आई थिंक इफ यू इंक्रीज ज्योग्राफीज द एक्यूरेसी ऑफ द कंपैरिजन विल बी हाई।
गॉट इट।
सेम अगर प्री पोस्ट में और ज्यादा होता है बिकॉज दो टाइमलाइन में बायस बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं।
हाँ, वो तो बहुत ज्यादा
स्टार्टअप
होते हैं,
वर्ल्ड आप बहुत ज्यादा मार्केटिंग अपनी फ्लक्चुएट करते हो, तो 2 टाइम सीरीज में टेस्ट करना और थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है, तो इस पे थोड़ा से और ज्यादा प्रिकॉशंस और लेने पड़ते हैं और टाइम का लेंथ भी बड़ा होना चाहिए। छोटे टाइम लाइन पे लोगे तो नहीं, तो जनरली फिर आप सिग्निफिकेंस टेस्ट कर सकते हो।
करेक्ट।
देयर आर नंबर ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस टेस्ट अवेलेबल डिपेंडिंग ऑन टाइप ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स यू आर डूइंग, तो वो स्टैट्स की पूरी साइंस भी अवेलेबल है कि यू कैन if you are getting some output you can check that okay whether results are significant enough or not to replicate that onto maybe a larger audience.
That will give you the confidence factor कि कितने श्योरिटी से आप आगे बढ़ सकते हो इस चीज के साथ। Interesting. And also, have you tried Triple M basically, or like any views on that piece, especially when you go offline and the media vehicles becomes significantly vast in that case?
I think when you go to much wider audience, wider distribution channels, and there are multiple revenue streams are there, maybe a D2C website, a marketplaces, offlines maybe there are different MTGT channels, then the accuracy of direct attribution is a bit less. At this point of time, media mix modeling or a more of a regression type of a modeling makes much more sense for you. So at that point of time when the channels are omni channel and ये सारे experiments इतना हो नहीं सकते, आप जियो लिफ्ट शायद आप ऑफलाइन में नहीं कर सकते, उस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे आप मीडिया मिक्स मॉडलिंग आई थिंक आई वुड रिकमेंड उस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे करना चाहिए। बट स्टिल आई थिंक इनपुट टू दैट मीडिया मिक्स मॉडलिंग इज रियली इम्पोर्टेंट। यू नीड टू पुट द एक्यूरेट व्हाट इज द revenue happening from offline as a channel, maybe marketplace as a channel, and वो primary revenue नहीं होना चाहिए, वो आपका final जो customer buy कर रहा है वो होना चाहिए, and उसका measurement थोड़ा accurate भी होना चाहिए और थोड़ा difficult भी होता है for a starting company to measure that. So उसको कैसे करोगे, I think एक वो science है, but over time आप करते जाओगे, you will learn lot more new things and you will get a better idea that what type of media mix is impacting my what type of channel, and suppose you want to expand offline, you know that आपका कौन सा चैनल ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है मीडिया का, एंड वहाँ पे आप कैसे फोकस कर सकते हो।
मुझे ये भी एक चीज़ लगती है अभिषेक कि जो बेसिकली ट्रेडिशनल मॉडल्स है, स्पेशली व्हेन वी टॉकिंग अबाउट ट्रिपल एम, बेसिकली लार्जली इनपुट में मतलब कॉस्ट एंड रेवेन्यू पे ज़्यादा फोकस्ड है। फॉर एग्जांपल, आई बिलीव गिवन द ग्रैनुलैरिटी ऑफ डेटा वी नाउ हैव in the entire, it's not just online, offline, I think सब जगह granularity बहुत high है. Maybe it's high time that these models also needs to evolve. Just one of the hypotheses that we are testing with one of our brands is whether rather than doing cost and revenue based increment triple M, can we do it based on reach on left hand side and on right hand side in terms of the entire inbound interest. Inbound interest can be in forms of your brand search on Google, in form of your product searches on Amazon happening, in forms of share of voice and things around that. Because what I believe that these are more relevant metrics that a media basically vehicle is able to move. Because for example, if I am basically having, let's say 10x, I'm increasing my reach by 10x to relevant audience with right messaging. What that will ensure is that people will be interested in my product. They will basically, be searching around it, or basically there would be more inbound interest. These are immediate metrics that can be correlated, and maybe the equations work better. So what are your thoughts on these pieces that years down the line now, it's high time that the entire industry will evolve?
I think
Is there some space in that? Is there some white space which is yet unexplored?
I think lot more sense अगर Google search का data increase हो रहा है or maybe a search volume at a marketplace are increasing, if you're able to triangulate that, best way possible है. आप अपना revenue ही more or less predict कर पाओगे उसके बाद because you know that feed कहाँ से हो रहा है
Yes,
revenue.
yes.
And but I think थोड़ा उसको बनाना और चीजें करना
That is still
थोड़ा
untested.
difficult होता है.
It's
But I
uncharted
think
territory.
वो right direction है. It's a path to conversion.
Yes.
अगर आप path में initial KPIs को determine कर पाओगे तो next of the KPIs you always
Yes.
able to determine that. I think that's the right way to approach. If you it's similar like if you're breaking a problem into multiple parts,
True
each
that.
part को आप अलग-अलग solve कर लेते हैं.
Correct.
उसको I think it's a right approach.
Sensitivity भी high है ना वहाँ पे, तो you will be able to see the impact with lesser spends, for example, in that case.
But I think 90% लोग अभी भी यही solve नहीं
Cost
कर पाते
revenue
तो
वो भी
तो I think 1% होगा जो लोग शायद वो solve कर रहे हैं. But I think it's a right path. अगर आप
Yes.
जितने granular शायद पहली ट्रिपल एम करते हो उसका आपको पता लगता है कि मैं सर्च वॉल्यूम्स आर द बेस्ट वे अगर मैं उसको इंक्रीज कर लेता हूँ तो माई होल फनल विल लुक बिगर एंड मोर हेल्दियर देन यू फोकस ऑन दैट सो आई थिंक it will be an outcome from your triple M that it or it might be an outcome from your
It can be
triple M.
parallel and parallelly also. Interestingly, ये दोनों ही data आपके पास available रहता है basically.
आप मॉडल उस पे भी क्रिएट कर सकते हो उसको देख सकते हो कहाँ से हो रहा है उसके बाद वो फीड इन आगे हो जाएगा
शायद आप इन दोनों चीजों को बेसिकली ओवरलैप कर भी देख सकते हो एंड बी मोर कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट योर आउटपुट बेसिकली.
मे भी हो सकता है कि जो आप मीडिया व्हीकल यूज कर रहे हो सर्च वाले में इम्पैक्ट नहीं हो रहा बट उससे रेवेन्यू फाइनली इम्पैक्ट हो गया तो उसको आप रिसर्च कर सकते हो कि कैसे हो रहा है क्यों हो रहा है कस्टमर की साइकी क्या थी कहाँ से कस्टमर डायरेक्टली हो रहा है ले रहा है
दैट विल वेरी इंसाइटफुल टू नो कि बिना वो इम्पैक्ट करे अगर वो आपका रेवेन्यू इम्पैक्ट कर दे रहा है. एंड व्हेन आई से सर्च वॉल्यूम आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द एंटायर इंटेंट मेजरमेंट मतलब ऑफलाइन में आप फिर फुटफॉल से देखोगे वही नंबर
agree.
उसके बिना रेवेन्यू इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है तो यस दैट विल बी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी. And what are the pillars now, like in this 10 million to IPO kind of a journey? Like acquisition is one thing I see is a path that we have consciously chosen. Like what have been the thoughts and pitfalls around that piece?
I think I'm not sure about the pitfalls, but I'm very sure about what thing worked really well. We knew that we know how to build brands online, and
Yes.
hence scaling some brand which we think that okay, the products are good, the ethos are good, the brand tonality communication is good. I think we know out how to build those brands, and hence we tried to acquire those brands and make sure we scale those brands to a quite a good level. And I think that we done pretty well onto those two brands. I think Dr. Sheth and Biolet, and the things are shaping really well for us onto those brands. So I think our main focus was the playbook which we have created.
You can
let's
replicate
try to replicate onto the brands, and if we are successful, well and good. If we are not, let's try to learn that how we can improve things in future.
So has that been one major part of the journey beyond 10 million?
I'm not say major part of the journey. I would say that it's one of the core pillars. I think which you want to focus because they can't be only one thing you can focus upon. So acquisition was one part, but there are other levers as well. How we can scale those brands to the old brands to a much more larger level.
So what would be those two or three key pillars in 10 to 100 and beyond kind of a journey that you believe were a game changer? Because the kind of aggression that we have seen, the kind of growth that Mamaearth has seen, very few brands have been able to deliver that growth.
Right.
So what you believe were the core differentiator which you can share comfortably?
I think offline expansion was the key
Offline
part,
expansion, yes.
which we started doing very aggressively at that point of time, and we were started focusing on to those marketing media vehicles as well, which we tried to think that okay, these are the core media revenue levers for offline as a vertical, and try to formulate onto those lines, try to expand to a much larger stores, much larger width. We have seen a good feedback from the offline market as well, and that's how I think we try to triangulate. Okay, people are now moving from online to maybe offline, how to expand to the offline. More people are coming to offline as a vertical, and let's make sure that we build that offline gene into us. So I think the last leg which we cracked was more onto the offline expansion.
Okay.
And that was a key success pillar, I think, in the last couple
And did all media vehicles so evolve from not just being purely online and digital to offline being
it
a major
was
part of
always
the
a
media
mix.
mix? It was right
always
from the
a
beginning?
mix. No, not from right from the beginning, but we try to make sure that we test as many things as possible. Online currently plays a good amount of significant mix in our media, but we try to make sure that we think that same people are present onto those channels which are buying online and offline. You just need to make sure that we're targeting the right sort of audience. So we made sure that we do the right targeting, right positioning of our products and our campaigns, and I think performed really well for us. So
Okay.
that was not a major change onto the eye. So we, and if you're present online, so you try to test a lot more things जो offline में work करे, because offline is a, when you run an offline campaign वो काफी scale पे होता है. Online पे आप पहले touch कर सकते हो, see what the
Yes,
things are working
yes,
really well
correct.
for me,
And
and then
then
आप उसको
replicate
offline
that.
में आप replicate कर सकते
That's
हो.
a very interesting part.
And
A good way to actually go offline, where you test online, which is less costly,
Right.
and then replicate the success in
And
offline space.
we do a lot more triangulations as well. We opened our exclusive stores as well. We know that okay, where the demands are high, where the people are asking for us.
This data you would anyway get from online space. Which pin codes to go when you're going offline to start with at least.
Right.
Nice. So when during this phase of the journey, when it's all about aggressively now expanding and the road to IPO piece basically, did offline play a major role? Like, what there were other levers you would want to touch upon?
Offline was one of the major, because I think distribution, we want to increase the distribution.
Yes.
And the next set of distribution came from offline. Second, I think retention was the key focus.
Retention, okay.
We know that we have
Yes.
been expanding quite vastly onto these online channels. So we focused majorly on retention.
Okay, okay.
And expanded our team a bit, as well as on what sort of things we can do to build that retention as a vehicle for us. So we focused on, we analyze a lot more data, what customer actually wants. So we worked on personalization.
Okay.
How can we personalize the communication to the consumers, offer to the consumers, or maybe how we talk to the consumer, what tonality need to be there. So we try, and which channel you should aim to choose, maybe via app push notification, maybe via email, SMS, or maybe WhatsApp. So we try to triangulate that, because we don't want to spam the consumer with too many communications.
True.
And जब भी spam होता है वो आप consumer lose ही कर दोगे. तो hence we want to make sure that कि उस journey पे हमने retention को काफी focus करा.
And personalized it.
Personalize पे हमने focus करके retention पे, and we have seen a good, and we know that brand feedback is really great. We want to just make कि हम उस consumer को कैसे उस brand को stickiness increase कर सकते हैं.
I think फिर वहाँ पे पूरा क्रॉस सेल अपसेल वाला पार्ट भी एक मेजर फोकस एरिया बना होगा.
I would say वहाँ पे personalize किया हमने कि हर चीज को फिर क्रॉस सेल अपसेल नहीं करा. किसी कम्युनिकेशन, किसी कस्टमर को रिफिल करना था प्रोडक्ट, तो वहाँ पे फोकस करा.
Oh, nice.
किसी को, जैसे हमें पता था कि इस कंज्यूमर को प्रोडक्ट मे बी
2 महीने बाद चाहिए होगा,
2 महीने
फिर
बाद
से.
चाहिए, तो ऐसे कर सकते हैं. तो हमने थोड़ा सा इसको और मतलब लेयर्स बिल्ड करे ओवर टाइम, एंड वी हैव सीन अ गुड.
तो उससे लाइक एलटीवी में एक सिग्निफिकेंट लिफ्ट ऑटोमेटिकली बेसिकली अचीव हुआ होगा प्रोबेबली.
I think it helped us to increase our repeat customer base. And वहाँ पे हमने over time हमने देखा है कि not just on D2C as a platform, but other platforms as well. We have seen the repeat consumers are increasing, and people are much more buying not just same product but other products as well. They are liking new products as well. So हमारा जो new product का जो funnel थी, हमने वहाँ पे भी consumer पे बोला कि if you want to buy it, is we love to have that, and we have seen that customer loves to buy us the new product which are launching. So those sort of funnels and
trust is established
communication
now.
we try to build.
That's a very
onto the
sweet spot to be in when you launch a new product and customers are all gaga about buying it because they have that trust.
Right.
Okay. Any other thing you would like to add in this part of the journey which you believe was a major contribution?
I think major यही था कि यहाँ पे हमने 3 things offline पे, media vehicle पे, and lastly retention पे हमने काफी focus किया था.
And I think this triangulation of these 3 things together basically build the flywheel that you're looking for. Media vehicle helped you with acquisition, and the other 2 pieces, I think all acquisition LTV दोनों में help मिली है इन तीनों चीजों से basically. And if you see now market basically evolving, you see now first party data is becoming more and more important, especially in this year, given the third party cookies will become less available. Even Google will be rolling out updates very soon. So any particular preparation that we are doing or we plan to do at Mamaearth, anything, how are you preparing the entire ecosystem, not ecosystem, but the entire marketing for the change that is coming? Any major things you would want to highlight?
I think Meta and Google are already solving for us. They have launched the server integration via
Yes,
KP,
correct.
etc. So I think making those integration right is the first and foremost things, and relying on those data signals important. I have seen that when I talk to a lot of startups, integration is not correct. And
Correct.
hence
It has to be robust, very
it has to
robust,
be robust.
basically.
So I think you must test your integrations first, whether and do integrate those server-side integrations with both the platforms. I think relying much more onto the these advanced techniques like maybe a data lake via ADH or maybe using some other data techniques is really important for you because there might be a case that you might not be getting a lot more cleaner data
Correct.
from Google and Facebook as a platform. We might see that interest and behavior audiences have been diminishing from the Meta from quite a 3-4 years back. So you might not be able to know that okay, whom to target, whom not to target via these things. So how we can make sure you have a sharper targeting and उसको हम कैसे कर सकते हैं. So there are a lot of tools available in the market who can help you whom to target, whom not to target. So work on those integrations or maybe the behavior techniques that you know that okay, which type of consumer is working well for me, which type of consumer is not working well for me. I think that's the second leg. I think during a cookieless world. Third, I think the iOS penetration might increase in future as well. So that will also be a key challenge because mapping those things will also be very bleak during during the iOS increment, and the iOS users are generally the high LTV or the high ticket size users. So third leg आएगा हमारा iOS पे कैसे हम करेंगे because India market is also good penetration have been seeing for iOS as well. So third leg I think वहाँ पे teams might need to work upon that कि iOS को कैसे tackle करना चाहिए.
So like you are investing heavily in now starting looking forward to owning your entire data, building your own systems, maybe on data platforms where you have entire user level data with you so that you can utilize it across all the marketing channels.
We try to do that. I think that's the data lake. I think each and every startup need to have because I think उसको काफी deeply आप utilize कर सकते हो. Insights काफी मिल जाती हैं.
So you have built that basically or planning to build that. Okay.
And retention के लिए भी काफी important होता है. You check that okay, which type of consumers are giving you a high LTV. वो channel कहाँ से customer acquire हुए थे, क्या communication से acquire हुए थे, क्या products से acquire हुए थे. So mapping your acquisition and retention funnel is also very important for a marketer because एक्विजिशन में रोआस अच्छा मिल रहा है तो किसी को भी ला सकते हो आप.
Yes, actually.
मे बी थोड़ा डिस्काउंट ज्यादा दिया तो और अच्छा कस्टमर आ गया, रोआस भी इंप्रूव हो गया. बट दैट्स अ डबल एज स्वॉर्ड. आज नहीं तो कल आपको हिट करेगा. सो मेकिंग दैट कॉन्शियस कॉल दैट ओके, एक्वायरिंग द राइट कंज्यूमर एट अ राइट कॉस्ट
is very important. Absolutely.
देन वो आई थिंक डेटा से ही मैपिंग से ही आएगा. योर रिटेंशन एंड एक्विजिशन फनल शुड टॉक टू ईच अदर.
True. And how are you planning to, or I see that you already done a lot of integration around WhatsApp as well. And it is becoming now a very critical part of the entire marketing funnel from acquisition to retention to even customer support. So how important focus area that is for Mamaearth, Derma-Co, or maybe on Asa groups?
I think consumer love to talk on WhatsApp. It's for sure. We try to make sure that we are all available on each and every channel where consumer want to talk to us, communicate to us. So we are present on WhatsApp as well. We have a chat tool as well where the consumer can come and talk to us, where the bot is, which we have built to as a support engine. So we try to make sure we are present everywhere.
Okay.
And based on the consumer needs, etc., we try to formulate or change that.
But I see a lot of brands doing a lot of spamming on WhatsApp. So what efforts you have put in terms of making sure it is very much to the point?
I think हमारा जो पर्सनलाइजेशन इंजन है
That is
वो
very
उसको आंसर कर देता है कि अब इस कंज्यूमर ने आंसर नहीं करा है कम्युनिकेशन, तो आई यू आर सेंडिंग अ
So
कम्युनिकेशन.
you have put those checks in place.
those checks.
But I've never seen any spam from Mamaearth. I myself is one of the customers, and
I think that's great,
interesting.
but we are learning over time. We make sure that जो हमारा spam rate होता है उसको हम कैसे कम कर सकते हैं. If a customer is dormant from a particular channel, let's not communicate from those channels. Let's try to reach out to consumer from some other channel. So that's how the whole our marketing levers or ethos are built.
Okay.
Just not to, but just sending हमेशा हर मार्केटर को ये लगता है कि 100 SMS और भेज दूंगा तो इतना रेवेन्यू आ रहा है ना, चाहे उसका
प्रेशर भी होता है रिजल्ट्स देने का, रेवेन्यू शोकेस करने का,
बट उसका
that's
लॉन्ग
not the right way, basically.
तो लॉन्ग टर्म इम्पैक्ट उसका काफी खराब होता है.
करेक्ट.
बिकॉज आपको फिर कस्टमर एक बार भी जब
You lose the customer love
for a life. So I think not the right way to market.
So that ethos have been saved, like hugely guarded.
We try to build over time because ऐसा नहीं होता कि 100% of time हम सब कुछ कर पाते हैं, because we try to make sure that हमारे जो engines हैं वो learn कर रहे हैं, and we try to not send communication to the consumers who are not right for that communication or from that channel.
Very insightful. That brings me to my last question, Abhishek, and it's an open-ended question. I think it's been a very interesting journey. Hundreds of experiments you have done, lots of successes. Few of them didn't work out. एक एग्जाम्पल जो एक बहुत काउंटर इंट्यूटिव एग्जाम्पल है, जो सोचा यार ये वर्क कभी नहीं करेगा, बट देन यू सॉ ह्यूज सक्सेस इन दैट. ऐसा कोई एनेक्डोट व्हिच यू वुड लाइक टू शेयर इन दिस जर्नी?
I think I still remember, I think कोविड का ही टाइम था, तो हम जीपे लॉन्च हुआ था.
Okay.
And GPay and Google team came to us that okay, these things are this is a good you can launch your coupon over there, you can distribute the coupons to this set of consumer, and we can do some targeting for you as well. We were not very sure that एक coupon देने से कैसे convert हो जाएगा user, and I was not very sure that, मैं तो था ही नहीं कि वे करना है नहीं करना, and why the cost attached to it. So I was not very bullish, and I think that channel scaled really well for us and most of the D2C startups.
Okay.
And even we talked to the Google team, build their product after that, and that how the product should look like, how the future should look like, and after that, other players like PhonePe, Paytm also launched
it, yes.
Scratch card and coupon system. So I think one thing I have already learned from that thing is एक्सपेरिमेंट तो करते रहना चाहिए.
अब बहुत अनप्रेडिक्टेबल है, बहुत चीज़ ऐसे लगता है वर्क नहीं करेगी, बट देन यू आर सरप्राइज्ड
कि दे वर्क कर जाती हैं. एंड ऐसे काफ़ी चीज़ हुई है हमारे साथ कि हमें लगता था ये काम नहीं करेगी. कम्युनिकेशन में होता था सबसे ज़्यादा शॉकिंग, तो कई बार मुझे लगता था कि ये कम्युनिकेशन है रील का, ये काम नहीं करेगा, बट कई बार काम कर जाता था. मार्केट बहुत अनप्रेडिक्टेबल था हमारे लिए कि अप्स एंड डाउन्स होते थे, एंड कई बार ऐसा होता था कि कुछ ब्रांड पे उस टाइप ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन वर्क करता है, सेकंड ब्रांड पे नहीं कर रहा है. सो
कई बार कोई क्रेडिट बहुत अच्छा लगा लेकिन वर्क नहीं किया, कोई बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लगा, बट इट इज वर्किंग बेसिकली.
तो हमने हमेशा कुछ सोचा समझा, ट्रायंगुलेट करा कि क्यों वर्क कर रहा है क्यों नहीं, एंड आई थिंक एनालाइजिंग कि हमने गलत कहाँ कर रहे हैं और सही कहाँ कर रहे हैं, दोनों पे इक्वली फोकस किया था. ऐसा नहीं था कि हमने अपनी जो सक्सेस थी उस पर बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस करा, मिस्टेक्स पे नहीं. I think after each an experiment we used to think यार ये काम क्यों नहीं कर रहा है, ये काम क्यों कर रहा है.
हाँ, that is a very important piece which lot of marketers miss somehow.
And उसको फिर हम प्रूव,
उसमें एक्चुअल इनसाइट्स निकलती है. जब आप ये देखते हो ना करना चाहिए था लेकिन नहीं किया, फिर जैसे ये बहुत अच्छी बात बोले, because I am able to relate to it, because फिर तब तक ना शांति नहीं मिलती और समझ में ना आए क्यों नहीं वर्क किया.
राइट. उसके बाद अगर कर भी जाता था
निकलते हैं,
हम कहते हैं अच्छा ये चीज वर्क करी है तो नेक्स्ट एक्सपेरिमेंट में टेस्ट करके देखते हैं दोबारा करते नहीं करता. अंटिल वो 2-3 एक्सपेरिमेंट में काम नहीं करेगा ना, आप उसको यूज नहीं कर सकते.
करेक्ट.
तो वी ट्राई टू बिल्ड दैट फ्रेमवर्क इन हाउस, एंड उससे हमने काफी चीजें बिल्ड करी.
नाइस, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. थैंक यू अभिषेक, थैंक यू so much for your time, very insightful. I am sure it will be super helpful for the entire D2C community, and great pleasure having you. Thanks for your time, thanks for the insights.
Thank you so much. I think it was really great opportunity for me as well to come and share my thoughts. I think you have been a great friend for a while. I think I still remember कि जब छोटी चीजें जब आपसे पूछता था, how you guided me over there in that point of time. I think over time I think that things have shaped really well for us, and thanks to you as well to part of that guiding support always for me.
It's always pleasure to interact with you, Abhishek. Always something new to learn.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.